in showing just how they were able to get open threes.
Coming up, didn't you have, and I'm not even joking, a 10 for 24 game from three?
I did actually, yeah, personally.
You did, yeah.
That's a lot of work you got to put in.
Did your teammates not like you?
Over on ESPN, we made 10. Over on ESPN, Oscar Shibwe in Kentucky, coming off the win in Knoxville Saturday. They've got a red-hot Georgia team coming in at 3-1 in league play. But right here, how about Alabama? Scoring at will, folks, as they go into Nashville, and they're getting ready for a Vanderbilt team coming off of a 97-point outburst against Arkansas. So first, let's go how Vanderbilt gives themselves an opportunity in this game and tries to slow down Bama.
It's the neutralizer. The three-point ball. Yeah. I had to do my best Pat Bradley there.
You're right. He's right.
The neutralizer of the three-point ball. Being able to rebound, fight, get to glass, second chance opportunities. Alabama does a fantastic job. When you take bad shots and this long, like they get the ball, they go out. Vandy's going to have to take care of it as well. Alabama isn't necessarily turning you over a lot, but the fact that they rebound really well and defend and contest a lot of tough shots, Vanderbilt's going to have to knock down some to stay in this game.
Yeah, they will. A very physical game, I anticipate. Vandy goes to the free throw line 36 times on Saturday against Arkansas. Bama does a really good job of defending without fouling. Yes. That's going to be extremely key. But I think Fish was right. When you play against Alabama, you're not going to. You might slow them down a little, but you got to be able to score. It match them. You got to play in the high 70s or 80s, and Vanderbilt really is built to do that, especially at Memorial.
Here's what's not going to help Vanderbilt. Liam Robbins not going to play. They say out 4 to 6 weeks with an ankle injury. That's a 7-footer down there you could use. All right, let's get you out there. Courtney Lyle, Carolyn Peck, it's all yours.
Thank you so much. SEC Hoops continues in the Music City tonight. Here on the campus of Vanderbilt University, we're going to see the number 4 team in the nation, the Alabama Crimson Tide. They were projected to be a Final Four team, and they come to Memorial Gym on a 6-game winning streak. We're excited to be with you. Courtney Lyle alongside national championship winning head coach and soon-to-be Hall of Famer Carolyn Peck. And look for this Alabama team. We know they've dealt with a lot off the court over the past week, and we'll have more on that in a moment. But all the players did travel that are active for Alabama. They're ready to play tonight. And a big portion of their success this year has to do with Brandon Miller.
A 6'9" freshman that has put on fantastic show since he has come to Tuscaloosa. Look, he's shooting almost 46% from the floor. He can knock it down from the three-point line. In their last game against LSU, he hit 6 threes in the first half, and that three-point shot could be key against the Commodores.
A big loss, though, for Vanderbilt. Liam Robbins is out for 4 to 6 weeks with an ankle injury. It happened yesterday in practice. He's their leading scorer coming off the bench, so other players have got to step up. And Tyron Lawrence, he stepped up in their last game with a career high.
Well, Tyron Lawrence was really the presence that got the spark going for the Commodores. He knocked down threes. He was good off the bounce. He's going to have to do more of that today with limited inside play. Liam Robbins, he had 14 points against Arkansas. Not having him, a little bit less from the bench. It's going to be more of a perimeter game, and the three-point shot is usually what it comes down to when these two teams meet.
It's been really interesting to look at the numbers over the last few meetings between these two, and Jerry Stackhouse pointed out to us several times. Take the 3-ball away from Alabama, and then the Commodores, they've got to hit threes.
That's what's been so good for Vanderbilt is knocking down threes, but they're going against a very tough, stingy Alabama defense.
Alabama blew out LSU in its last game. Vanderbilt coming off its first ranked win of the season over Arkansas. And the Commodores are going to start with the basketball. Trey Thomas setting things up for the Doors.
Alabama in a man-to-man defense.
Lawrence picks up his dribble, trying to kick back out to Colin Smith. It'll stay with Vanderbilt. You were here for that Arkansas win. What was the atmosphere like here at Memorial Gym?
Oh, the energy, and it kept rising and rising and rising. And that game was a little chippy, which also invited the crowd to get involved.
Oh, yeah. They went to the monitor a few times in that game. That's going to be Alabama ball. for this Alabama Crimson Tide team, number 4 in the nation, their highest AP ranking since the 2006-2007 season. We mentioned Brandon Miller. He's projected to be the number 6 pick in the NBA draft, and he's coming home. He's from Antioch, Tennessee, about 45 minutes from here at Memorial Gym.
Well, that's if there's no traffic.
Yeah. It's going to be Vanderbilt ball. Look at the Vanderbilt lineup. Obviously, we're used to seeing Liam Robbins come off the bench, so not a different starting 5 for Vanderbilt. But how does this change the rotation with Robbins unavailable?
Will you call me?
They're going to have to play a little small ball, but at times
No, I didn't stop it. You want me to stop it now?
Because they could have 5 players on the floor that could be a threat from the 3-point line.
Second chance for Vanderbilt after the block by Bediako.
Oh, I see Alabama and Vanderbilt playing right now.
You know, Nate Oates in his 4th season, incredible job. He talks
You hear
about
me?
this week, the foundation of the program we
Just
built
leave it like that.
at Alabama has been defense, rebound, tough stuff, and he felt like they got away from that until the LSU game.
Well, and in the LSU game, he went back to
It's gonna cut
focusing
off.
on
It's
the
only
points that
the
you get,
first
not on the board, but you get
half.
to get that hard hat and making those hustle plays, and that the team really embraces that and really wants to dive on the floor, get
No problem.
offensive rebounds.
Yeah, earn those what they call blue-collar points. That'll stay with Alabama.
Oh, okay.
Jerry Stackhouse, look, he's got a veteran team, and that helped them. You mentioned the chippiness in the Arkansas game. He felt like that experience helped them weather the storm there.
After halftime, going in the locker room, really talked about getting it done on the court. And we haven't talked about yet, Jordan Wright, who is one of the most experienced players on this team, came in and had a big game against Arkansas.
And he'll come off the bench, their second leading scorer, Charles Bediako, driving high shot up off the window, right over Melora Brown.
It's going to be interesting to watch Vanderbilt's defense, what they're going to do with the 2-man game, ball screen of Alabama. Vanderbilt is going to just defend it 2-on-2. No help.
Lawrence elevated, rolls around, pass up ahead to Brandon Miller! Welcome home!
I'm just feeling dizzy from the MRI.
This young man is a show in itself.
Yeah.
We watched some of his high school clips.
They gave me an
He is
IV.
having the success that he is once coming on to the college stage.
Look,
They put like contrast dye.
He said, what, he need 18 tickets for tonight's game?
Well, that was in counting at about
That's what they said it
2:30
would be.
today.
Now Studi tried to drive in, and he saves it. Shot clock violation before Lawrence could get the shot off.
And Brandon Miller getting out in transition. Look, they're looking for this young freshman anytime there's a breakaway, because that's a highlight for the Crimson Tide. We got to talk to him earlier today, and he's just, I hate to refer to him as a kid, but he is a kid to me.
He's a freshman.
But he is having so much fun, and he likes to really mess with the upperclassmen.
2 slams in a row, Charles Bediako. Thomas weaving, kick ball. And a foul whistled.
Charles Bediako just making himself available underneath. When Mark Sears gets inside the defense and causes the rotation, look, that's what's going to happen, the flush.
Mark Sears picks up his second foul, so he's going to go to the bench early for Alabama. Sears, the transfer from Ohio. Started this season really running the point a lot before they worked Jaden Bradley in slowly to take that role. Lawrence lets it fly. There it is. Noah Clowney. Back to Miller. Thought about the shot. Ooh. Creating space for himself for the triple. Look, his numbers, they leap off the stat sheet.
It is ridiculous. He shoots 45.6% from the floor, 46% from the three-point line.
Bradley in the paint, dumping it off to Bediako. And an offensive foul on Jaden Bradley.
Just watch the step back. And he creates so much room. Did you see the distance he went from the hard jab to back behind the three-point line to get time and knock it down? Wow.
2 for 2 for Brandon Miller. He's got 5 points.
And look at the intensity on his face. This young man wearing the A on his chest, it means something to him. He plays with a lot of pride.
I don't think he's feeling pressure coming home. Clowney out with it. Javon Quinterly feeding Bediako. Transition 3 won't drop in for Lawrence. Studi. Vanderbilt will swing it around. Jordan Wright getting his own rebound.
The offensive rebounds. The hustle. Vanderbilt's trying to get themselves in this thing.
We'll step aside. Early on here in Nashville, Alabama on top of Vandy, 9-3.
This is the South. This is where Rupp laid the foundation for a big blue nation. Where Trish started her ascent to the summit. Down here, one team's hell is another's hog heaven. And a rich history is the dawn of an even brighter future. Larger-than-life characters that transform college basketball forever. This is the SEC, and this is our story. Southern Hoops premieres January 30th on the SEC Network.
Over the weekend, Alabama's Darius Miles was one of 2 men charged with capital murder. There was a shooting near campus early Sunday morning, and Jamia Jonah Harris, age 23, was killed. Investigators said today that Miles admitted to providing the weapon. Another man is accused of firing the weapon. Miles is no longer with the Alabama program. Nate Oates spoke yesterday, giving his condolences and grieving with the family of Jamia Jonah Harris, and went on to say, we were made aware of the recent charges against student-athlete Darius Miles. He has been removed from campus and is no longer a member of the Alabama men's basketball team.
We talked to Coach Oates at shoot-around today and asked, how do you handle or deal with something like that? He said he called his team together on Sunday. The players made the decision, and he let them make the decision of what they would do on Sunday, and they decided not to practice. They came back. They regrouped on Monday, coming together collectively before they traveled to come here to Nashville.
Which practice earlier today, he was not sure what the mindset of this team was going to be coming in, but they wanted to be together. That was the important thing.
Three-point shooting, keep an eye on that between these two teams.
Alabama on a 6-0 run right now. Vanderbilt's missed its last 5 shots. Studi's shot is off. Rebound by Wright under the basket.
Alabama's owning the glass, too. No second chance opportunities for Vanderbilt.
But this is the Alabama team that's first in the nation in rebounds per game. But you mentioned the importance of the 3 ball. And looking at the history between these two programs over the last few meetings, the 3 has been so important because you look at the percentage that Alabama has shot the 3 against Vanderbilt. So the last 4 meetings between these two teams, it's split 2 and 2. Alabama's only hit 27% of their 3-pointers. Vanderbilt's hit 41%.
And I was looking at the stats for this game. 37% of Alabama's shots come from the three-point line. Well, a little over 41% of Vanderbilt's shots come from the three. They've got to connect. It's going to see who is going to shoot the ball the best from the perimeter.
Alabama first in the SEC in made threes on the season. They're 9th in the nation in threes per game. They average just over 10 made threes a game. Gurley gets 1 of 2. Alabama 2 for 2 tonight from 3. Again, if you're just joining us, Vanderbilt does not have Liam Robbins available. He is out 4 to 6 weeks with an ankle injury. There's Jordan Wright coming off the bench, averaging almost 11 points per game.
We talked about his experience, and Stackhouse was really impressed with how Jordan Wright played, especially in that second half against Arkansas. He needs to do that on a consistent basis.
And he's had double figures in their last 4 games.
If Jordan Wright can get a bucket whenever he really wants, comes off the ball screen, and if the defense goes behind, he is ready to pull the trigger.
I love talking to Stack today. He said, you know, Jordan Wright, he makes the biggest impact for our team just by playing hard every possession.
Yeah, if he plays hard every time, it's either going to create good things for him, it's going to create good things for his teammates.
Here's Wright with the ball, guarded by Quinterly. Dishing it off to Lee Dort, who's having to step up. You'll see him play more minutes tonight without Robbins. They'll swing it over to Rylan Griffin.
Dort has been huge in the last few games, especially in SEC play. Lee Dort filling in the post. The pick and roll action. Jordan Wright attacking. When he attacks the basket again, Courtney, you talked about playing hard. You play hard, you attract 3 defenders. Then that opens up things for somebody else.
Lee Dort, just his 12th appearance on the season, a true freshman. Actually grew up playing soccer as more of a recreation thing with his friends in Haiti. Moved to the U.S. in 2018 and now playing basketball at Vandy. 3 ball.
Ooh, Lee Dort inside.
Already making an impact. Transition. Won't go for Vandy and Noah Shelby. And it's going to be Alabama ball. First foul on Dort.
The three-point shot, Jordan Wright making his presence felt, and then on the other end, Dort bringing it defensively. Battling with Bediako down low inside.
Vanderbilt's hit 3 threes. Alabama has hit 2. A key stat we'll be following tonight. The pull-up from Quinterly. Second rebound for Dort.
Alabama has gone a little cold with their offense.
Wright taking his time, working on Welch.
Look for Alabama to look for that middle ball screen area.
The kick over to Noah Gurley.
Alabama's guards are so quick off the bounce.
Ezra Magnon only played 11 minutes in Vanderbilt's win over Arkansas.
Yeah, Magnon got ejected in their last game, and I think that it really fueled the rest of the Commodores. They were playing hard for Ez.
Well, Jordan Wright told Ezra at halftime in the locker room, we're going to win this for you, and they did. Right in the paint and coughs it up. Tom Welch stepping into the 3. air ball, but this guy is a scorer. Was a big-time scorer at St. Bonnie's. Alabama up by 2. It's a homecoming for Brandon Miller. More from the Tennessee product when we come back.
Next season on Fansville, presented by Dr. Pepper.
A Category 5 wave has broken containment from the stadium and is heading straight for Fansville.
A tsunami wave?
No, something is coming.
Oh, no, it's the wave. I refuse to participate in this.
The wave? What is this, the 80s?
Next season,
Make sure there's Dr. Pepper in there!
prepare to cheer. Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve.
In SEC sports, the ifs are non-stop. If you're game day ready. If your team can win on the road. If that three-pointer beats the buzzer. If you love the tradition, the rivalry, the edge of your seat action on and off the court, we're right there with you. As the official bank of the SEC.
Sorry.
We just can't help you with the F's in sports. Regions helps you embrace the FF.
Let's talk money on Monday.
Engineered to elevate the senses. Touch, sight, sound, and scent. It's the electric that recharges you. The all-new, all-electric EQE sedan from Mercedes-Benz.
Cambridge High School, it's about 45 minutes from Vanderbilt's campus, and Brandon Miller absolutely lit it up when he was there in high school. A two-time Tennessee Gatorade Player of the Year.
It's been a long time since the Metro of Davidson County has a McDonald's All-American. Well, there's the young man right there, Brandon Miller, 6'9". He's got a great vertical. He can shoot the three. He loves to play this game.
And he is projected to be the number 6 pick in the NBA draft right now. Was a 5-star McDonald's All-American. ESPN ranked him at number 13 overall. When you watch him play, what stands out the most?
His versatility. He can really do it all. I mean, at his length, he can go inside. He can post you up. He gets downhill. He can attack the rim. He's terrific at the three-point line. You know, last season, you had Jabari Smith. And so when you look at Jabari, I think that Jabari evolved into showing the diversity of his game. I think Brandon Miller came into the college game demonstrating his diversity.
Wow, already, early on.
Early on. And two, teams look at his frame and they think, okay, he's young, he's inexperienced, I can get physical, I can get in his head. That isn't the case as well either. He can handle that.
Yeah, Nate Oates talked to us about how he can adjust to whatever defenses are doing, and he doesn't get frustrated. You go scoreless in the first half of a game and then come out and light it up in the second half.
Look, when you're defended by Devo Davis from Arkansas, I mean, that's one of the best defenders in the SEC. And still, Brandon Miller was able to keep his composure in the second half. He was able to go to work.
Miller's got 5 here tonight, and you can add on 2 more.
When Vanderbilt was making their run, Brandon Miller was on the bench. Now that he's back in, he is just such a force on the floor.
Mark Sears is back in the game, too, for Alabama, and he's got 2 fouls. Miller in transition. In and out. Got his own rebound. Didn't give up on the play. Did he just rock the baby?
He did. Look, you talked about a homecoming. He feels right at home here in Memorial Gymnasium.
Interesting story, too, about, you heard in the recruiting process, they weren't letting other coaches check out his room when they came for a home visit. Why was that?
Well, remember, his dad, Daryl Miller, was recruited. He went and played football at Alabama, and now he returned back home after a year, but he was still an Alabama fan, and so Brandon Miller talked about, look, on Saturdays, he was watching Alabama football. Look, he bleeds crimson, and you can tell the great pride. When I talked to him about watching the games on Saturday, he goes, oh, yeah, no doubt. His mom would cook a big feast, you know, have all the pregame snacks to watch the game.
He had Alabama sheets and bedding in his room, and
he's
an
proud
Alabama
of it
trash
too.
can.
Oh yeah.
And he was like, yeah, we had a lot of Alabama stuff in there. We asked him about it today. Lawrence coming off the screen. Jump ball. Going to stay with Vanderbilt.
Watch the Alabama defense. Anytime penetration to the middle, you're going to see 5 crimson uniforms really flood the paint. So you've got to penetrate, if you're Vanderbilt, penetrate middle and look for the crackback. Look for the kickback for the open shot.
Nick Pringle. Wow! Look, this guy comes in. He is now 18 of 19 on the season from the field. Mark Sears trying to answer. Excuse me, that was Dia on the shot for Vanderbilt in the last possession. The kick out to Shelby. He's got all kinds of time. Up and in. Emmanuel Ansong. Ooh, okay, Jaden Bradley. A little step around.
The freshman is so quick, and he really plays so composed. And he's battled through injuries, so he haven't even had a full preseason with Alabama.
Yeah, true freshman missed most of his high school year with a foot injury and then had to rehab from another injury this summer with Alabama. They worked him into that point guard role slowly. Griffin, the step and the kick to Clowney. Alabama 2 for 9 from 3.
Like Vanderbilt has tied up the rebounding now. They're +1 on the glass.
Malik Dia. And Clowney is going to be fouled. Vanderbilt fans wanted to travel on Sears. Malik Dia coming in hot.
The bench has been what has been so productive for the Vanderbilt Commodores. Dia from deep knocks down the 3.